thank you so much for taking the time off from the busy Catalysing Social Impact Forum this year. It was really nice to hear you speak about rural women and enterprises. So tell me a little bit about your journey.
Thank you for having me here. So my journey has been that I did not start off thinking that I'll become an entrepreneur, but I was really passionate about working on women empowerment. And that's how Buzz Women got started in 2012, along with 2 other co-founders of mine. And the journey has been great because the best thing about it is that we listen to women, and whatever we build is what the women want and need.
What do the women want and need?
They have a lot of dreams, and they want to turn those dreams into realities. It's just the stumbling block of not having the opportunity to understand what's out there and also what's inside them. So giving them a platform and a space where we are just facilitators of knowledge, skills and tools. But they are really the actors in it, and the creators of their own stories.
Right. I am going to steer you to a favorite subject of mine, which is universal health coverage. And let me explain that a little bit more. I think the world and India is moving towards wanting to deliver care to everyone. And we know that everyone doesn't get all the services and access to services and healthcare they need. And where I come from, there are pockets of people that are excluded, that are marginalized, that don't even get the basic healthcare. But certainly well-being is not in their realm of opportunity. And I want to know how I can bring some of that energy that you're talking about to these pockets of communities that we want to serve.
Well, I think it's beginning with awareness, right? And also a space to just sit down and think. Oftentimes the communities that we are talking about are living day to day, and they have a lot of problems to think about. So well-being is definitely not there.
Not in the horizon of thinking.
Exactly. It's about the moment. In the moment I have a problem, I solve it. And then another problem. So it's firefighting basically.
Yeah.
And if you look at certain management principles, they say that you have to assign certain amount of time to your urgent, but also certain amount to the longer term, the impact, the important things that are there. Very difficult with the segment that we are talking about. But what would work, and it can't be that we'll solve all the urgent and then come to the important. Right? It can't work that way. It has to be done in
Because it's a pipeline, it keeps coming.
Exactly, and it has to be in parallel. So as you build the airplane, you have to keep riding it or piloting it as well.
Scary.
It is scary, but that's the reality of it. And I think it is about creating the awareness, and once the awareness is there, people do take action.
Right.
See, it is about my well-being. It's about, and when you say well-being for me, it is about nutrition. It is about hygiene. It's about all of it.
Emotional health.
All of it. And emotional health, I would say, even among the elite, is something that's scary to talk about because nobody wants to talk about it. So how do you start those conversations? How do you have spaces to have those dialogues and saying, hey, this happens. This is the reality. So I think awareness is the beginning of it.
And Buzz Women provides a platform for that.
Yes. I think we create trust with the women and groups of women. The trust begins with them creating the trust in themselves.
Right.
That's where it begins.
Right.
And also the thing of I'm worth it. Why well-being is not looked at is nobody thinks they are worth it to look at well-being on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
So how do you create that to say, hey, I need to be looked at.
Right. So this is about the women who don't often get opportunities getting opportunities.
Yes.
And you see them, therefore, then translate that back to their family and their communities.
So I think the biggest injustice in the world is not the lack of wealth. It's a lack of opportunity and choice. And when women get these opportunities, I get asked this question a lot saying, how is it possible that in 2 half-day sessions you do this and 1 day here you do that? And how is so much impact possible in so little time? It's because these women are not saturated with the kind of information and opportunities that you and I have. When you get saturated, when you get more opportunities, it just seems like marginalized incremental sort of thing, right? It's like just a margin more than what you had. But for these women, they're like dry, parched land, and they get
a drop of water.
Exactly, and they soak it up saying, my God, I never thought of this. And that's what it is, of giving that opportunity. And also giving them the tools to talk about this in the families.
Right.
Everyone says, oh, this is so difficult. I can't talk to my family about it. And it can be anything. It can be financial. It can be health. Right. Any topic is not that easy to have conversation.
Right.
But that's what we sort of give them, a tool. We actually do it through role plays of saying, okay, if you're talking to a customer, how would you behave? And say, can you adopt some of these tips in your family? So that's what it is.
Did you get some learnings, and also were you able to contribute to the conversations that are happening in the Catalysing Social Impact Forum today?
It has been an amazing day and a half, and I'm still looking forward to it. The kind of commitment that has come in from every single participant. It's not like people are just fleeting in and fleeting out. It is amazing to see. I think you guys have curated a wonderful event.
Bunch of people, including yourself.
My contribution is much less than you guys who have been for months thinking about it. And
we need more forums like this.
And the forums. Like and the forums is what I liked was we talked of real problems and we said, come on, we have a deadline. We need to come up with solutions. And we said, in 7 months, what are we going to do about it?
Right.
It's not a conference. Like somebody said, it's a confluence.
Yeah,
right?
It's a confluence, absolutely.
People
and
coming
together. Communities here that are asking and voicing their needs.
And I'm seeing transparency in the conversations, where people are open about what's going on out there and what is really needed.
So I'm not going to keep you further, Uthara. Thank you so much. I'm going to let you go back and contribute. And,
Thank you.
And learn. Thank
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.